Good morning. It's such a beautiful day today. We're now in the fall season, and the colors of foliage and trees will be so beautiful to look at. We're so glad you're back with us today to continue studying from the book of the Revelation. Today we will conclude chapter 16, which the main subject is the battle of Armageddon, the pouring out of God's wrath through the seven plagues of the seven angels. And today we will be looking at the seventh angel, who will pour out his vial into the air. And so thank you all for listening, and we'll get started. Revelation chapter 16, verse 17. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, "It is done." The third woe of chapter 8 has now been fulfilled. God's wrath has been vindicated. Mankind has rejected his love, mercy, and grace. They have chosen their own destiny. Revelation chapter 17 and 18 are parenthetical chapters. In them, God gives us the details of Satan's fall in the chapter 17 and 18. These details continue up to chapter 19 of the Revelation, verse 10. When the seventh angel pour out his vial into the air, then the atmosphere will be filled with death instead of life. We cannot begin to imagine what this will feel like. Verse 18, and there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. These happenings are expressions of God's wrath being poured out upon the entire earth. These events also show us that God has ultimate and final authority over his own creation. We read in Joel chapter 3, verses 14 through 16. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake. This is that great earthquake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. Then we read in 2 Peter 3:10, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements or the things in the earth shall melt with fervent or intense heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Chapter 16, verse 19. And the great city was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before God, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Now, who is Great Babylon? Only Scripture can answer this question. And before I continue reading, I'm going to make a statement. The world system is who Great Babylon is, the mystery of iniquity. And Babylon is a system, is how the world operates as it is headed and energized by Satan. And the world system operates on with three purposes in mind: to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Now, a system is different parts of an event or a thing that work together for the same purpose or the same result. And so the world operates from a political side, and an economic side, and a religious side. And when these are working together, Satan operates through the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life to get men, women, and children to follow him. And the thing about Satan is he cannot be embarrassed when he fails. In order to be embarrassed, you have to care. He does not care how many end up with him. He's not going to feel sorry for any of them. They're going to point their fingers at him and say, it's your fault. And he's going to say, no, it's your fault for believing me and following me. And so this great Babylon is coming in remembrance before God in 1619 to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And so my question, only Scripture can answer the question, who is Babylon? Or who is Great Babylon? She is described in graphic details in Proverbs chapter 7. Here we must read the whole chapter. My son, this is beginning with the book of Proverbs chapter 7. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. These are the words of Jesus to all mankind. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding my kinswoman. Here is the reason that they, that is my wisdom, understanding, and commandments and laws, may keep thee from the strange woman or mystery Babylon, from the stranger which flattereth or lies to you with her words. Or at the window of my house, from my throne in heaven, I looked through my casement or my window frame, and beheld among the simple ones or the innocent ones. I discerned, I looked and saw among the youth a young man void or empty of understanding, passing through the street near her corner. And he went the way to her house in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot, and subtle or seductive of heart. She is loud and stubborn, and her feet abided not in her house. And what she's doing is looking for someone to corrupt. Now is she without, or she's outside, now in the streets where the young man is, and lieth in wait at every corner. Now, really, no one woman can do this. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent or shameless and disrespectful face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. This is false religion and false doctrine. Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. She is offering this young man an alternative for following the instructions given to the simple in verses 1 through 4. This harlot says, I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt, offering the riches of the world. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon, the best of everything. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves, that is, sexual immorality. For the good man is not at home, he is gone a long journey. She is referring to Jesus, who is the bridegroom of the church. And then she says he had taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed, offering them whoredom and wickedness and idolatry. With her much fair speech or enticing words, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He believed her lies. He goeth after her straightway or immediately, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of stocks. He finds himself in a desperate and hopeless situation, till a dart strike through his heart or liver, as a bird hasteneth to the snare or trap, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Hearken or listen carefully unto me, therefore, O ye children, and attend or pay attention to the words of my mouth. God's warning to all mankind. Let not thine heart decline or follow let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths. And her path is the world, the flesh, and the devil. For she, that is this world system, the great harlot, has cast down many wounded. Yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Listen at this. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. This is the broad and crooked way of Matthew 7:14. This 7th chapter in the book of Proverbs revealed to us who Mystery Babylon, the great harlot, is. She is this world system headed and energized by Satan. Babylon depicts the mass of confused mankind about who God is and who they are. Power, position, prestige, and prosperity has led the mass of mankind to follow after the temporary pleasures of this world. Isaiah chapter 47 and Jeremiah chapters 50 and 51 are must-read scriptures if we want to clearly understand Mystery Babylon. Satan is the god of this world. And so we have to be aware of him and understand that he wants to steal, kill, and destroy your life. So now we'll go back to Revelation chapter 16, verse 19. I just finished reading Proverbs chapter 7. When the seventh angel pour out this vial into the air, God will pour out his wrath upon this world system. This is the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Verse 20. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. Verse 21. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent, and it's been estimated that is about 100 pounds. And blasphemed, they cursed God because of the plague of the hail, for the plague thereof was exceeding great. So apostate Christendom is Mystery Babylon, the great harlot. This is where the world church exists at the same time as does the Church of Philadelphia, the Church of Brotherly Love. The Church of Brotherly Love is the bride of Christ, and the Mystery Babylon is the church at Laodicea that says, I have need of nothing, and God tells them that they are lukewarm and he will spew them out of his mouth. And so the invitation that God gives to every man, woman, boy, and girl is to come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, and you shall find rest unto your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So this concludes chapter 16 of the Revelation. Next week we'll begin chapter 17, talking about how God will conclude Satan's existence in the lake of fire and brimstone. So thank you all for listening, and you all have a great and wonderful and safe day. Bye.